which means mirror builds. That's exactly what we're looking at. Now, there is a proxy pylon down for Ruslenko, so that textbook aggression we see from him oh so often is about to rev up the ramp of Havoc, who has
Yeah.
only got 2 Stalkers here to defend it. Two
I
Stalkers?
I don't like this. Havoc looks like he's going to be in a lot of trouble right now. He's got a Phoenix and 2 Stalkers for support. He's getting another Void Ray. He's trying to be chronoed out as fast as possible. Second gateway finishing up here. So he's got... Oh no, he cancels the pylon. No war pins being used or utilized from that gateway anytime soon. Maybe the last pylon he's going to go down. 0 gateways are now being used here by Havoc, who you can see a constant move in, an Oracle coming in from the Stargate there from Ruslenko, who's now going to be faced here with Void Rays, 2 Phoenix and these 2 Stalkers, and he's not doing too bad here. Decent lifts.
Yeah,
Cutting
the Phoenix Void Ray combo is actually doing a really good job defensively. Ruslenko being forced down the ramp. However, this leaves basically the entire mineral line exposed to this Oracle. He's not kicked it into overdrive just yet, but I'm expecting to see it anytime now. Pulsar Beam could be activated. Come on, come on, come on. Your opponent is distracted. What are you doing? He has forgot about this Oracle, and it is going to die.
Oh, activates, might get 1 kill. Nope. Does
No.
20 damage.
Think
to one
about
of
the
those probes.
difference. Think about the difference if he had activated that. He pulled his opponent out of position for the perfect situation. Sneak the Oracle in the butthole while the front's occupied. Boom! No one notices the finger. I mean the Oracle. But he forgot to wear a glove. I mean, he forgot to turn on Pulsar Beam. So there's shit everywhere.
Oh god. Yeah, he definitely could have changed the course of this game. That Oracle could have at least cleaned up anywhere between 5 to 10 kills depending on the reaction here from Havoc, but Ruslenko playing... probably just getting too caught up. I wouldn't really say he's playing sloppy. It's just his focus was somewhere else, to say the least. Now we've got
Indeed.
Phoenixes scattered. Sorry.
He distracted himself with his own distraction. But there's a Dark Shrine on the way. When behind, what's the answer?
You know, we always Dark Shrine.
When behind, Dark Shrine. Yes, sir, indeed. So, we've actually got a Phoenix scouting around for a third base. He wants to make sure, with this lead he secured, he doesn't just throw it away by letting him get a greedy third. Now, his natural, a lot faster, getting production up a lot quicker. His gases are going to complete about the same time the Nexus completes for his opponent. So, again, Protoss always comes down to the gas. How much gas are you getting and how are you spending it? So right now, this is what I'm looking at. Ruslenko, a little bit of a sloppy attack, but he's got a faster expansion. He's got a lot more workers. Even though, he threw that Oracle away, he didn't need to throw it away, he secured a lead. Now, he is behind on supply, but so far ahead on workers. That means if his opponent attacks him anytime in the next 4 minutes, done.
And this is why he got the Oracle Revelation. Gets activated, his DTs are going to get chased away. Looks like even the probes want a piece of the meat, but unfortunately no dice for them. This is just further slowing down the production for Havoc. Now, Ruslenko was behind, but he's getting a massive lead now. With the natural expansion, as you said before, he's just been chronoing out probes like a madman. He's getting his forges. He's got 2 forges now. He's followed up with a bunch of gateways. The DTs, unfortunately, didn't do too much damage, but in this essence, all they're really doing now is keeping Havoc at home. And when your economy is booming faster than your opponent's, it's fine for your opponent to stay at home. If they're not doing damage to you, you're just getting further and further ahead with your economy.
I want to point something out, though. That nice work with DT here. Oracle should, be able to make quick work of that. However, there's a 38 army supply right now for Havoc. His opponent has 12.
He's not pressuring. It's like these DTs are just keeping him at home for whatever reason. Fair enough, he doesn't have a forge, he can't build cannons, but like...
This reminds me of chess. If you've ever played chess, this is like you're moving your bishop out and you pin his queen to his king. The queen is between your bishop and his king. So the queen can't move because if it moves, well, shit dies. Same thing happens here. If this army gets out of position, that base dies. And he's terrified, which will give Ruslenko an advantage. He's able to get Archons now. He's warping those in, and he's actually moving out with half the army supply of his opponent. Ruslenko, you're crazy, dude. You are crazy. You
Bear
are
in
crazy,
mind,
man.
he does have 9 gateways, so when these pylons finish up, he definitely has the potential to warp in a bunch of units and drastically catch up on that army supply. But
He
with the amount of
does.
Void Rays we've got out so far for Havoc, it's going to be a little bit tough, I feel, to engage into this, even with Archons.
Indeed, my friend, indeed. And he actually made 30 supply worth of pylons, which was just insane. Like you said, preparing for that huge warp in he's about to do. Now, his army is still really small. If Red was smart, he would engage now. He cannot let his opponent get this. The timing window for Red right now is closing because if Blue can hit this, the sheer number of gateways should win it for him.
Oh, definitely. It's just starting to get to one of those positions now where it's getting further and further out of control. There are Stalkers left at home as well to deal with counterattacks. He's got cannons up, so this little Oracle harass that Havoc tried to employ didn't really work too well for him. We've got more units coming in. We see a hallucinated Colossus just poking up into the ramp. Now, this has got to force out a strange reaction out of Havoc. What? He's like, wait, what? Colossus? How do you have a Robotech? I just went through your base, I didn't see anything. How is this a reality right now, or is it a hallucination? But we see the revelation going down, but there's nothing happening. There's no engagement. Now, I don't know how long a hallucination lasts for, 60 seconds? Revelation does actually confirm that it's a fake Colossus, so that's really nice. Now, why is Ruslenko engaging up here? These Void Rays are just going to town. They're focus firing basically on all the anti-air. He's got so many Void Rays. Oh my god. 4 of them. Just focusing firing down Archons like it means nothing right now. The Zealots are actually on top of the Nexus. I like this decision, but
And he warps in Stalkers, and he's going to clean up those Void Rays pretty simply. He's using the DT Zealot Force to target down the Nexus. That is gorgeous. That Nexus is completely butthurt right now, and these Stalkers are completely immune to all the Stargate play. This is basically forcing Havoc into a turtley position that I don't think he can get out of.
EVP just confuses me with the Battle of Lasers going down. I'm just like, alright, you know, the Word Race should do a really nice job, and the next thing I know is just like Zealots and DTs just like have some kind of hate crime towards Nexi and just get in there and start wrecking it. Now, Ruslenko with a massive lead is pushing forward. He's going to take out the main Nexus he does, and I'm pretty much going to call that the GG, and Havoc realizes it and taps out.
Indeed, LP going ahead and tying this up 1-1. Dude, that's some insane play. Like, Ruslenko was like, man, I'm an anvil, and you're a piece of bread. Die.
Good analogy.
Indeed.
Really smacked the nail on the head with that one. Alright, so it does tie up the scores. Fantastic for Lethal Perfect bringing it back. So Ruslenko behind being the saving grace here to make sure that Team Elite don't get too far ahead of themselves. So good to see some fresh competition between these two teams. Stay tuned, guys. Going to run a small little song break as we set up the next set of games.
Absolutely. And just one more shout out to our sponsor, that is Daco State. They're a Latin American hardware sponsor, so please, if you're interested in cheap but quality products, please give their website a look. You'll need to switch it over to English, because if you're watching this cast, you're probably English primary, but either way, give it a shot. Thanks for tuning in. So what are we listening to right now?
I've just got some royalty-free music from Two Steps from Hell, one of my favorite. I can't really say what you call them. They're kind of like an orchestra that deal with a lot of epic music that you would find generally in a lot of like action films and stuff like that.
Nice. And yes, Kumagawa Chess is a new MOBA. Please feel free to check it out. It's free to play. All you got to do is pay about $20 for a couple pieces of wood.
Or just go online.
And it's not the same. You need that new piece smell. Oh, Josh. Loading screen. Can we put a picture of me up there?
We can.
Indeed, because I am vain, my friend. Very, very vain. I
Get
really
me a
need to get a
picture, sir.
webcam. I need to get a webcam. Oh, shout outs to Perp54. I don't remember what you said earlier, but you were the guy who said it, and it was awesome. Shout outs to you. I'm sending you a picture, good sir. It's like a year old, but it's the most recent one of me there is.
Excellent, hey.
I'm the guy in Violet's crotch. You know who Violet is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you are Australian. Dun, 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 dun. Healy is going to be LP's next player. Dun, 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 dun. So, Kitty Cats and Chitty Chat, got a question for you. If you had to pick one historical figure, real or fictional, who would you buy a beer? Go. Josh, you first.
Sir, repeat the question.
Oh, wow. If you had to choose one historical figure, real or fictional, to buy a beer, who would it be and why?
I'd have to lean towards Lincoln. Fiction Lincoln or real Lincoln. As a hero, I imagine him to be... I don't know, he was just someone that led the world in a very good direction, I felt.
I have to say, my friend, Lincoln would not drink with you.
Possibly not. But I'd still buy
Lincoln, I understand that. But the cool thing about Lincoln, he actually made a quote, he stated a quote while in office. Two things I enjoy more than anything else in the world, he said this while I'm president, is sitting on my porch smoking that sweet hemp and playing my harmonica. Dude liked to get high and play music. He did not drink. So, no dice for you.
What would your choice be, Malcolm?
I don't drink. It's against my religion.
If you were to drink and you wanted to sit down and have a beer with your favorite hero, who would it be?
Doesn't have to be a hero, right?
Oh, well, no.
Okay, Hitler.
Hitler.
Indeed.
Why is that?
Could you just imagine what he would say while drunk? I can't. That's why I want to hear it.
Endless amount. I don't know, he'd have an interesting mind frame, I'd say that.
Exactly. I mean, you said it didn't have to be a hero. I could just imagine. I mean, he was into occult stuff. He was into... dude, the guy sent 40,000 troops into Russia during the winter without boots because a fortune teller told him it was going to be warm. Just saying. The guy had to be interesting.
Sounds like he's got to stop listening to them gypsies and things like that. I don't believe in fortune telling. I don't believe it's a thing.
I understand. I don't disbelieve in it, but I know that the FBI and CIA spent like 200,000 American dollars in like 1960, so that's like 20 million in today's currency, in remote viewing in the 50s. So, and they had good results with it from like Edgar Cayce and stuff like that. That's how they first discovered Chernobyl. was through remote viewing psychic phenomenon. So I've never seen it in work, but historically it's played significance, so I'm not going to dismiss it. Anyways, let's go ahead and host up Akalon Waste. It looks like we're going to have Boomer and Heafy as the players. Someone did say Obi-Wan would be his beer buying person. Looks like someone wants to buy Violet a beer. Hey, Perp, guy who says he wants to buy Obi-Wan a beer. Did you want to buy him a beer before you met him becomes the question, because you know that whole buy me a beer, you will. Jedi mind tricks.
Who are the players we've got going in this next showdown?
We have a Boomer versus Heafy. Carl Sagan, really? Dude, that would be interesting. Carl Sagan was an interesting man, my friend. We are all made of stardust.
Alright, looks like the players are ready, so we're going to kick this off.
Ooh. Indeed, I am excited, man. We are going to be having a Zerg vs. Terran on Akalon Waste. This is a redonkulous map for ZBT. I hate this map for ZBT. It is tight. It is choked. There is so much dead space where he can just drop. I think we're going to see Widowmines.
Oh, I think there's no doubt we're going to see Widowmines. Even if he was to go mech, there's going to be Widowmines.
Big shout outs to all the viewers, guys. We appreciate your support. There are currently 88 people watching stream. I am excited. I hope you guys are. This is Shaft of the Clinic Casting Crew. With me tonight is 9th Legion Runamunk. And I say that like this isn't his stream, but I'm totally co-opting it right now. So thanks for tuning in. This is the UASL, that is Unions of America StarCraft II League, a league that began as a Latin American event but is spreading worldwide. Please tweet hashtag UASL, talk about the games, tell your friends about the games, get this trending worldwide, because this is an awesome event and it deserves it. Down here on the bottom right hand side of Akalon Waste, we have playing for Team TE down a game, or no, they're not down a game. It's tied, but they either way, I'm skipping that part. Screw you. Red Zergy McFerguson. It's Boomer, and here on the top left hand side of Akalon Waste, playing for Lethal Perfect. I thought his name was Healy, but apparently it's Heafy, which is just weird. It's our Blue Terran, Heafy.
Alright, so TVZ is definitely one of those matchups I know what's going on. As a Terran player myself, oh fantastico. We're going to see probably a lot of aggression with the Biomine, unless we see Heafy just start going into the wildness and absolutely use mass crazy and start going for things like mech now. Love how Boomer's Overlord positioning's moving out left. This is one of these proxy locations we would find sometimes would be an 11-11. I prefer to go more north of the Zerg space, so it's kind of a bit of a preference there. Not to mention it allows the Overlord to swing in from the bottom or the south end side of the natural expansion of the Terran plant.
Yeah. It does. Now, I'm just keeping an eye out for the Zerg, or gas. You've seen a lot of variations recently on gas or gasless, and I'm always curious to see which one they're going to go for. Here we go. We've got that 17 gas going down, and Jenny is asking in chat if that is Violet in that picture. Yes, it is. That's actually Violet. Myself, I'm the guy with dreadlocks in Violet's crotch. To Violet's left is Beast. That's, you know, the really famous GM Terran player. Behind him, looks like he's getting like a blowjob, or like someone's holding a dick for him to blow it, rather. That's Comp. You guys should be familiar. He's a very prominent North American Protoss player. And then there's a couple other good players like I Am Magic in the picture as well.
Not
I
bad at all.
photobombed the hell out of it.
That networking. Now we've got a double gas follow-up here for Heathy. What are you up to, my friend? We're not going to be, I don't think we're going to be seeing a fast third CC coming out of this Terran player just yet. Could even see something like fast Blue Flame Hellions, like a
I want to see
huge meta game.
Banshees. I'm not saying it's particularly viable. I just want to see them.
Hellion Banshee is definitely a good follow-up. It's sort of come more prominent now with the kind of the buff allowing the cloak to be 100-100 compared to what it used to be. What was it, 150, 150?
I'm not even sure, dude. It was bad. It was bad.
It was expensive to say at least for the Terran player. We were always like, why? This doesn't validate it. Why? It's so like expensive.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. The reason Terran players didn't like it before is, like you said, it's expensive. Well, what does it mean that it's expensive? It's a dead-end tech. When you're a Terran player, let's go back to Wings of Liberty for a second. Your main composition is Marine, Tank, Medevac. You don't, any gas you're spending outside of that or upgrades that's benefiting that or, directly tied into that is a waste. It delays you from your ultimate goal and delays any timing attacks you might want to hit, like stem or anything like that. Well, when you reduce the cost, it becomes less of an impact. Yes, you still have to build the Stargate. Yes, you still have to spend gas on the Cloak. Yes, you still have to spend gas on Banshees. It's just not as much.
Yeah, but definitely with the change in the price of the Cloak, made things a little bit more interesting now. We have a lot of Zerglings being produced here for Boomer. And a Baneling Nest is finished up, so I'm thinking we're going to see a bit of a Bane bus coming out here. He's only doing this off of 1 gas right now, he's pulling as much gas as possible. He's already up to 200, so he's already going to be building something like 6 to 8 Banelings, and this is enough to blow up a wall, maybe even get a perfect surround on the bunker, maybe even just target fire the bunker itself, and then get right in there and nasty onto the natural. First 2 Hellions here are finished up for Heathy, and they're going to move out across the map, but with careful positioning, these Zerglings and these Banelings aren't going to get spotted at all.
I absolutely agree, and there is only 1 bunker right now, so normally in a situation where Banelings are a viable option, you see 3, and they are layered. But this hasn't even got a wall off on it.
Yeah, wow. This is the biggest problem about this Akalon Waste and maps like this, is just the wall is so massive now. We've got Boomer just bashing his way up in here. Supply Depot has been nothing right now, blows up the reactor as well. First Hellbat comes out, they're just going to get insta-surrounded. Now, interesting to note, these Hellbats are a really good way of dealing with these kind of Ling Bane all-ins. Now, he needs to reproduce his wall, but both of these Hellbats have gone down. Supply Depot blows up as well. Everything is on fire, just Zerglings running straight and free through the Terran space right now. And Heafy has got nothing to address this whatsoever.
Boomer Baneling Bus bashes his opponent into the... I can't think of another B word.
I just... wow. And I'm pretty sure that's it there. So LP Heafy tapping out. Boomer taking game number 3.
Indeed. Really quick games tonight. This is kind of going a little bit quicker than I want it to. Well, what does that make the score here, Josh?
Makes it 2-1 in favor of TE, Team Elite.
Awesome. Wow. So we're just waiting on the next map and players. GG's to all. However, let's go. Let's get some more feedback from the chat room, guys. Who would you buy a beer for? Unless you have a better question, because these guys aren't really. 106 people now, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Looks like we've got 18 new viewers. Go ahead and make some announcements. This is the UASL, that's the Union of America's StarCraft 2 League. We are watching Team Elite versus Lethal Perfect. Team Elite just taking a really...
That game was super fast.
I've got no words for it, man.
On a map like Akalon, you need to open up with Reaper. That's as far as I can say. As a Terran player, you need to open up Reaper. And if you lose those Reapers, then Zerg can still capitalize on the fact that you're just playing in the dark. But, Boomer was up. He had this probably pretty much planned from the get-go, and taking the game number 3 here for Team Elite, which puts them at a 2-1 lead.
Indeed, man, indeed. But again, this is Union of America StarCraft League. You never catch content quite like this. So please tune in again, share this with your friends. Hashtag UASL on Twitter, because if we can get this trending worldwide, we can get a lot more people in on this. And if we get more people in on this, there's going to be a lot more excitement for all. Again, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Shaft of the Planet Casting crew. With me tonight is the Run Amok from the Legion that is 9. Just waiting on the players.
A lot of people just going, go Boomer, so a bit of fanboys in the chat for him tonight.
Haha, indeed. Well, he is a very solid player there. I love seeing Xerxes.
I hate Xerxes with a passion. Terran players are just like, why? Why you do this to me? Like, you just... Reapers, you need to open up Reapers on maps with wide ramps, because if you don't...
I have to say, your impression of Koreans is awesome.
Koreans to me is kind of just like getting onto a server with a guy. It's kind of like if you were to go to a weightlifting championships and Arnold Schwarzenegger was there in his prime, and you're like, well, shit. That's my impression of the Korean ladder. You get there, you're like, yes, I'm pumped, I'm excited, but this guy is so much better than me, I don't like the server anymore.
It's the Governator. I'll be back. Governor term. Governor. Yeah, I had to explain.
He's actually been signed up to start another Terminator film from last I read, so there will be a Terminator 5 coming out.
There's gonna be a senior citizen Terminator? Really?
Yeah, except he'll be like done up with cosmetics and special effects, and he'll look like what he did in T4, whereas basically majority CGI, but same time, Arnold Schwarzenegger knows how to put on a show for people.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
Ever since I was young and watched the first Terminator, he was a bit of a role model. I followed him like many of his movies. Yeah.
Interesting. I've never really followed him that well. I've got nothing against him, nothing to say really for him. He's just kind of always been there. He's like that uncle, that's always on the couch, but you don't really talk to that much. At least for me. I don't know. I feel like I'm insulting your hero.
Nah, that's fine.
Would you buy him a beer?
I'd
or
buy
would you
him a beer.
prefer steroids?
I'd buy him a beer. He doesn't need any more roids. The guy's big enough as it is, man. When a guy can literally just go, hey man, you want a peanut, and just crush them in their bicep and then give it to you? You know something's up.
Yeah, that's the way I think about it too.
At the same time, like, it would be kind of handy just having muscles of just sheer strength. Not just build, just sheer strength. And just go, hey, you just want this crushed? Got it. Easy. Oh, you want that open? Crush it. Just like, even get bottle openers, and like, they're not meant to be twist stops, but you just put them in between your arms, you just hold it and break the top of the bottle off and start drinking it, glass and all. Alright, so we're gonna wait for this next 2 plays.
Yeah, we actually have a substitution happening right now. Gunshy is being substituted right now for Protoss Sniper, in case anyone's unclear on the rules. Each team is allowed 3 substitutes for the entire season. Throughout the duration of the league, you only get 3. This is their first one, and they are substituting Gunshy for Protoss Sniper. And just to recap events so far, we've actually had a pretty exciting, quick tournament. We have had TE's Destiny taking a game off Pain on Neoplanet S, LP's Ruslan Co. taking a game off Havoc on Newkirk, and now we're going into, I'm sorry, I completely forgot. Boomer did go ahead and beat Hefe on Akalon Waste in that last match. How could I forget such an awesome game like that?
Yes, Hellion Banshee is definitely becoming a more popular build these days. Coming back from Wings of Liberty and washing off the dust and just kind of being like refresh and new. Some have even started doing things like the Reaper